ShotgunLlama.
Hello everybody, welcome to ShotgunLlama. Today I have a little tutorial for you in GIMP. I'm going to show you how to make a text with borders. So I have the text tool selected, white color, sans bold font, 120 size, and I'm just going to type in hi. Now I'm going to use the move tool to move it up into the center. Actually, I'm going to move it a little over to the side, and now we're going to give it its border to give it a little bit more contrast. Now it's black and white, so there really is no more contrast you can have, so I'm going to change this to a sort of gray color. Actually, I'm going to change it to a gradient, from gray to this sort of red color. So I'm going to use the gradient tool to just put that in with foreground to background selected. As you can see, this is a little harder to see now. So right click the text layer, hit alpha selection, go to the select menu, grow, about 8 pixels will do good. And I'm thinking maybe a sort of pink color, or maybe something sort of blue. Actually, yeah, that might do better. Okay, bucket fill tool, make sure foreground color fill or FP color fill is selected. It doesn't matter if you have fill whole selection or fill similar color, it doesn't really matter. Hit it, make a new layer, color whatever you want, drag it under your text layer. Now with the bucket tool selected, just click inside of that selection and it'll make a border. Like that. And you can also do anything you want to this border. You can blur it if you want, just go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur, put in however much you want, 8 pixels will be good. And now it's blurred looking. Or you can, instead of doing a solid color, you can do a gradient there also. Let's say I want it to fade into a sort of cyan like that. Hit the gradient tool, click here, make sure foreground to background is selected. RGB is probably the best, you don't want to use the HSV. And have linear or radial or really whatever, it doesn't matter, and just drag a line to make the gradient. That doesn't look very... Well, you can see that it's a gradient, it's a different color here than it is here. And then you can blur that if you want. Same way with the Gaussian blur. Like that. And that's how you make a border for text. Now, of course, the text doesn't have to be white, it doesn't have to be sans bold, it's going to be whatever you want, whatever kind of text you want it to be. Just use the same method of getting the alpha to selection, using the select menu to grow the selection, and then filling it with something, anything, it doesn't matter what. And that's how a very easy way to make a border around text in GIMP. To add a little bit of contrast if you're working on something like a thumbnail, which, as you know, is typically very small and you want as much contrast as possible to make the text readable. So I hope this tutorial has made it fairly obvious how you do these things. If not, leave a comment, I'll try to elucidate for you anything that is unclear. And if it did, leave a like because it did help you, did it not? So I'll be doing more of these videos in the future of GIMP tricks, and I hope all of you can enjoy each of them much like you would enjoy a slice of good, well-made cake. I'll see you in the next one. Except I won't, because I'm behind a computer screen, but you'll see me in the next one.